What's up, everybody? I'm Dane.
I'm Tyler.
And we are Spearhead Training Solutions. We're a fairly new company. In celebration of July 1st and the constitutional carry here in Florida, we are going to go over some EDC dumps. So, Tyler, you can start.
All right, so let's start from right to left. I got my fancy bancy. I have my Oakleys. I got a generic leather wallet, with a Remington shotgun shell that is very cheesy and cringy, but I bought it like 8-10 years ago and it does its job. It's leather, whatever. iPhone, China. So now let's get to the meat and potatoes everyone wants to see, I guess. So my main go-to is the SIG P365 macro, TLR7 sub on it, 507K red. I carry this bad boy in A&R design.
Yep, A&R design.
A&R design. It has the alias clip system. Usually I carry that appendix, and then I carry the darter Tor knives appendix as well right next to the gun if I don't carry a sidecar. Typically that's my go-to because that's my lighter setup. I know it's going to be kind of controversial because I carry two knives. I've just been really big into martial arts the past 3-4 years, and it's been a big hobby of mine. So I've been following a lot of instructors like Craig Douglas and so forth, and a lot of the combatives side of things, and it makes me really think that if I don't want to carry a sidecar, then I'm used to carrying a sidecar before I was carrying an extra knife. So if I wasn't carrying a sidecar and I didn't want to put on my big kahuna over here, I would always at least just throw on a fixed blade to the left of my firearm. And then I'll just throw a second mag in my pocket. I always carry a second mag, whether it's in a sidecar or not. This is my main go-to carry knife, pocket knife for utility purposes. This is I'm a big fan of ZT. This is the ZT 609 or 0609, but this has been my baby. As you can tell, it has a really crappy wear on it just from cutting open boxes and crap. I've had this for like 4 years, but it's an expensive knife, but I put used to it. I'm not one to I'll baby my fixed blades for sure, because I always want to keep those sharp, because it's really defensive purpose. But utility knives, I go ham on them. So this is my somewhat custom Glock 34 and a Tier 1 concealed. This started off as a Gen 5 Glock 34. Slide work, Cerakote, and porting was all done by Tradecraft Armament out of Naples. I got a TLR1 HL, Holosun dot on top. I got the Cagworks extended and raised slide release / stop, however you want to pronounce that jazz. I actually love these things. I actually really needed this, like I was telling him earlier. For some reason, the Gen 5 slide stops on the Glock 34 caused me to lock back the slide every once in a while, and I didn't really like that in the middle of firing, of course. So I just went with this, and I didn't really want to have to change up my grip because I've shot a lot of Glocks before, and I try to keep the same grip consistent between all my handguns. So I went with this option, and honestly, I have never had problems, and it's awesome. This is probably the flattest shooting handgun I have. Oh, also, I should probably talk about Apex trigger in there in case you guys wanted to know. SLR Rifle Works Magwell. These are Ameriglow, just plain old blacked out sights on I believe this is a Proctor. It's been a while, but I believe this is a Proctor plate because I hate the MOS plates that come with Glock. They're just trash metal. We all know Glock, they don't really like to innovate or update for a while, so who knows when they'll put out some quality plates, but those plates that they have are just trash, so I don't trust them, especially on an EDC. So this is the Proctor plate. So let's talk about belts. My main go-to has been the Next belt. I also carry Core Essentials belts as well sometimes. I like them both, but I like the Core Essentials for a more dressy kind of outfit if I'm going for something a little bit more fancy, because I like their buckles. Their buckles look a little more sleek, a little more shiny, that silver look. This is just kind of, plain black, but I do love the Next belt as well. I love them both. I do have the alias clip here, so I could just drop this in. I love this thing, honestly. It's a little more inconvenient when aside from putting on like belt clips and anything like that, but Yeah, and I love how rigid it sits on there. You know, I can take this out really quick. I can just put it to the side, and it sits in there really nice and doesn't have a lot of side-to-side play. So I really love that. Yeah, that's usually what I'm carrying every day. I do carry medical in my car in a Vertex bag with 3 tourniquets and trauma kit and a boo-boo kit. But this is what I have on my person. I don't honestly carry immediate medical on my person, but I'm always around my car. I always bring my backpack into places wherever I go. Yeah, so honestly, that's things I carry every day. And let's see what you got, Dave.
All right, so keeping in the spirit of right to left, I'll just go through the non-essentials, I guess, here, if you consider them that. Cell phone, iPhone, 13 something. Car key. I believe this is a Tommy Bahama wallet from
fancy.
2007. Works, holds my money and my credit cards and IDs and stuff, as wallets do. And a pair of Peppers polarized sunglasses. These are like $60. They're super cheap. I always lose sunglasses or break them, or my dog eats them. I just try to be cheap with sunglasses because they're usually destroyed within a month or two. So $60, and they have a lifetime warranty, so super good, and they're polarized. My knife, I have the Microtech Blade Show exclusive. I think it's a DLC finish. It's something. It's nice.
It's something. It cuts, yeah.
Yeah, it
looks cool.
It works. It's fidgety. So has the glass breaker on the end of it, a tungsten carbide, I believe, and a deep carry pocket clip. It's just a utility knife to cut boxes, open packages, simple knife duty stuff. I don't have any medical yet for my carry. I want to get a couple tourniquets. Obviously, 2 is 1, 1 is none. And I'm gonna be getting a handheld flashlight, as well as the flashlights on my pistols. I run a P365 X Macro as well. This is a Four Brothers holster for the TLR7 sub. We are safe and clear. I have a M Carbo trigger on there. I have a bunch of stuff coming for this. I have a Shalotech slide and Icarus macro lower coming, so she's gonna look a little different. So when I want to carry small, this is what I go to. You know, I'm working security or something, I'll bring this typically. It's just easier and lighter on the pants. When I want to run sidecar, I have a tier 1 concealed MSP holster for my SIG P320. Safe and clear. Zeb slide, 508T, Parker Mountain Machine, comp and barrel setup, TLR1, Apex trigger, Icarus precision lower, and Harrington Arms magwell. This thing shoots like a dream. Just couldn't be happier with it. I've got the tier 1 concealed MSP because just the modularity. I have a CZ P10C at home with a TLR1 HL as well, and if I want to run the P10C, I can run it in. So let me see your Glock. It's a universal holster, so if I want to run his Glock, I could just, I mean, if I had my own Glock, whatever gun with the TLR1, I can run in this holster. So buy once, cry once type of deal. Yeah, so that's what I run. Typically very minimalist.
So Dane, let me ask you, buddy.
Okay.
So why, or in what situations where would you run your smaller setup versus your sidecar setup?
Smaller setup is more for me personally to be like, if I'm running errands, quick errands, just something that I know I'm gonna be home in time. It's gonna be a quick trip. Nothing really too intense, I would say. I'd run my sidecar if I know I'm going into a sketchy area, like Fort Pierce. If I'm going into like a sketchy area, or if I'm gonna be like at a function where there's gonna be a lot of people, and God forbid I need a lot of ammo, I want to have that security of knowing that I can reload and you know, make use of what I have.
For sure.
So in case of multiple threats, or if the Russians just start parachuting.
For sure. Yeah, I like the smaller setup, and for you guys who don't know, me and Dane also work security together. So this is a lot lighter than this setup. So he probably feels the same, but it's a lot easier to, you know, we're standing on our feet for hours, just walking around for hours. So it's a lot more bearable to have a little bit of a smaller setup on us, or on me at least. I don't know if you feel the same way. the thinner grip on the macro, they obviously both hold 17 rounds, but the thinner grip on the macro allows me to just be a little bit more free with my clothing options. Not that it's just, you know, my Glock 34 has, you know, a magwell, you know,
320, yeah.
So but sometimes that magwell is like, let's be honest, the grip and whatever's at the end of the grip is honestly the biggest factor of really what the concealment realistically. Obviously that's why they make claws. Most holster companies make claws nowadays, or wings as they call them. Yeah. Claws, wings, same crap. What's at the end of your grip really matters, and how thick your grip really matters sometimes. So not only is it a little lighter, sometimes I could be a little more free with my clothing choices, just wearing a lighter t-shirt. Sometimes I feel like not even just the size matters in shirt too. Like usually I fit in a medium really nice, but sometimes when I carry this setup, I like to do a large shirt. But shirt plays a really big role as well, where the material sometimes, depending on how light and fluffy or how heavy the seams are on the shirts, can really factor in how much it doesn't hang up on the grip, you know what I mean? I think people don't really talk about that much. Like I think like there's a couple shirts that I have that are really good quality, but like they're super light, so like when I'm walking around, and sometimes it just will slowly start creeping up on the grip, and it starts creating a print because it's not heavy enough at the bottom of the seams to where it starts to fall down on its own and keep its own shape.
Or like if it's a dry fit shirt,
100%.
And there's a little bit of wind, it'll blow against you and you'll print more rather than, you know, carrying a smaller gun.
Yeah, and I think the smaller gun's a little more forgiving in terms of shirt material.
And another point to the full size is also running it on the range for drills, right? It's like we carry this every day, of course, but when we're on the range, it's easier to just run the full size,
100%.
You know, and run with the sidecar. So if we're doing like the like air marshal qualifications or the tier 1 3/7s drill, the Bear Solutions drill, point 1 tactics, whatever you name it, whatever drill, it's easier to do with a sidecar, in my opinion.
100%. And I think there's something to be said about. That's why it's so tough, that's why I have two, because whenever I can and my clothing permits me and I can conceal it well, and I'm not standing for like 10, I would always try to do the full size. Like, I mean, not only do we have more velocity with the barrel length in most cases for a full size gun, usually more ammo capacity. Obviously it's a little different because of the macro and some of the other options you have now with better capacity and smaller packages. But another thing like that Dane was just touching on is, I mean, yeah, we shoot our EDCs a lot, but these are Dane and I's go-to guns when we're teaching classes, demoing drills. We train, you know, outside the waistband and overt stuff with these guns. So like I have probably maybe 8,000 rounds on the 34, and I have 20,000 rounds on a Glock 19 over the years. And so like Glock is like what I could pick up, and I know how to shoot. And I know how to, you know, we train enough with our EDCs, but most of our time teaching and training is going to be on these full-size guns. Granted, they're carried open, but we do train and constantly carry full-size guns, you know, whenever we can,
and we're fairly skinny guys, and we can, like, again, shout out to Tier 1 Concealed for making fantastic holsters, because I had a holster that I will try not to name. It broke within like the first month of having it.
We the people.
It was we the people. You know, I was in my FUD days, okay? And I had FNX9, and it printed like I was a newspaper production company. It printed that bad.
That was good.
It printed that bad.
I like that. That was good.
And I got originally, this used to be my holster. I gave it to Tyler. I got this for my P10 originally, and it disappeared on me. And I noticed, one, my confidence raised, because I don't feel like I'm showing people that I have a weapon on me, therefore being more confident to carry. And I went to the MSP through the 320, and so I could just change out guns. Shout out Tier 1 for making great holsters. So this coming July 1st, Florida is going to be a constitutional carry state, guys. That does not mean you can skimp on training. We go out, get training. I would also recommend to get your concealed carry permit still, just to skip the wait times for purchasing your firearm. And in case you are going to another state that does not permit constitutional carry, of course, if that state
Has reciprocity in Florida.
yeah, go out, guys, get training, and shoot your EDCs, shoot your carry ammo.
So to find training, you can go a couple places. You can go to our social medias: Instagram, Spearhead Training Solutions; Facebook, Spearhead Training Solutions as well. Also, we are putting up classes where you can register. You can register shootingclasses.com/Spearhead Training Solutions. We have a concealed carry concepts class coming up in the middle of August, where we go over a lot of topics that include how to efficiently draw from a holster, from concealment specifically. We work a little bit of one-handed shooting, other fundamentals that include that. But the biggest problem we noticed is that come July 1st, it's an awesome thing that all Floridians are going to be able to have permitless carry. Woohoo.
Constitution.
Yeah. But that also means, a lot of new gun owners are going to be carrying for the first time. And we're going to show you how to utilize these tools if you ever have to use them in a defensive situation. We get too many people that are going to be like, cool, we can carry a gun. And then there's, you're going to get the situation where you get the same new gun owners that we saw in COVID, where they bought a handgun and just shoved it in their drawer, and maybe they shoot it once or twice their whole lifetime. And now we don't want people, we love the Second Amendment. We want everyone carrying, but we want to try to convince you guys to not just throw it in a holster and put it on your waistband and never shoot it and think
That
I'm
you're
going to
good.
be able to utilize it when I need it, So it's important that you guys first want to start carrying, but then second, it's also almost
Responsible.
more responsible to seek training to be able to know how to use the tools effectively from concealment in case you ever have to. So I just wanted to close out with those statements.
Awesome.
You got anything else to add, Dane?
Just the reality is that these are tools that will take a life. It's like riding a motorcycle. You have to respect the machine. You have to respect your tools. And that's, again, part of what we're trying to do is teach people to be responsible with their weapons, to treat them in a manner that they're to be treated safely and respected. So thank you guys so much for watching and tuning into our little EDC dump and tangent, I would say. I'm Dane,
I'm Tyler.
and we are Spearhead Training Solutions, and thank you so much for taking your time to watch us.
Peace out.